Hello, my name is GregTech, and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons. I am just breaking down a bunch of stuff here that we no longer need, and I am trying to remember which thing we are doing. For example, this was built to craft up the Blizz rods, but now we are using the Cryothium B, or whatever it's called. Cryothium Princess to produce the Cryothium combs, and then we were turning that into Cryothium dust, which before we were using the Blizz dust to craft those up. Yeah, so we no longer need that. So I don't need to use this anymore, so down you go. Just doing a little bit of cleaning up here. Like, why am I getting... Does it always do... It doesn't always do those, doing that, like, experience sound. Alright, so that... And then... I think we are done with the silicone as well. I also kind of want to upgrade this platform, and we are kind of... It's all EV machines over here, so it's Oh, here's the silicone. I was getting these two mixed up. All right, this one's producing raw silicone, I think. Right? Would have to like go back in. Yeah, silicon dioxide, silicon, magnesium. That's producing regular silicone, which I don't think we need anymore. We are getting it directly from silicon ore. Yeah. So this one's completely obsolete, which was always fun setting these up, but now we're going back in. I'm just going to throw that in there. I do need to go through my A system and sort it all out. I don't need all these wands and stuff. A lot of different seeds we'll never use. Random obsolete machines in here, like ZPM stuff I'd probably keep. But even like fusion reactors Mark 1 and 2, I don't think I'm ever going to use those again. Alright, so this is obsolete. This silicone is for... This is for the bulls, isn't it? Yeah. This one's different. We do actually use this one. And I don't know... Actually... I think we can actually... Oh. Space mining will eventually be able to mine just the... both ores. I'll leave that for the time being, I think. And we do have 337,000. That'll probably last me. But we'll leave it, I guess. Alright, this... I totally don't remember what this is for. I think this is for a... I think that was for a quad reactor that we no longer use. So, away you go. It actually does feel pretty... feels pretty cool when you start getting rid of all your... or just cleaning up, getting rid of stuff that used to be used and is no longer used. Alright, this is all done too, I think. Isn't this our tungstate? Yeah, well, we just get regular tungsten directly from You don't really need to do the tungstic acid route anymore. We get regular tungsten that I just smelt. I do think... Yeah, and scheelite. I don't really deal with any of this anymore. And then there's just a random thing for snow. Alright, I'm going to continue cleaning up here. And we're going to get our... Or we got our living solder. So we got 40 buckets of that. So maybe I should actually use that to get our first... How do we do that? Yes, Bioware. Mainframe. So these are the two next things on the list that I need to work towards. There and there. And then that pretty much finishes the chapters. I don't believe there's any more chapters for the tiers. So we're basically working on this. I do need to work towards this, but there are a couple things over here that I can work towards. I mean, those are easy, those are easy. That's easy. The only thing that's a little bit not as easy is the ingots. But I really need to work towards that. So I think I'm going to work towards this just to unlock this thing. It's bugging me because it's locking us some of the stuff we are actually crafting, like internal singularities. So maybe I'll work on that. And the main... Actually, I think the only thing that is stopping us from doing that is cosmic neutronium at this point. We are a little short on Infinity Catalyst, but we're getting that from our miner. Alright, though. But we can get this. I do need to... Oh, this is an assembly line. Just kidding. I was thinking this was... circuit assembler, but no, this is the assembly line. That. Super coolant. We have super coolant? Oh. Oh, super. We have crafted that up before. I don't remember what it was for. We have crafted up super coolant before, but that looks like... As I'm thinking, I'm like, I haven't really used that. We haven't used that in forever. I stopped mining it. Linux, we might have more. Yeah, we have 12,000 of that. Alright, so are we gonna have to throw some more beads? Ah, so much stuff. Okay, before I do that though, I want to infinity or the super... Nope. Cosmic neutronium. We're gonna have to bump this up. So I'm going to craft up more of those, but I want to get it probably placed over here, I think. Which is why I started cleaning this all up. Alright, still working on cleaning up the base and crafting up the Bioware circuits. I have gone ahead and got those done. The 16 in the circuit assembly line. And I need to scan... this to get the next one. And yeah, we're starting to run into problems with the research station. It was never really set up to get this much power. It was just kind of thrown in here temporarily with the assumption that it would be upgraded. We do have enough computation per second, but I'm thinking we don't have enough for the bio mainframe. So, I mean, and that is a little scary. I think it's time to move our research station, which I'm not looking forward to because of this dumb thing that takes forever to sort out. But I'm thinking, yeah, move the computer, move the research into its own dedicated area that can access super high, because this stuff requires pretty high tier power, and you do that with the multiple amp input buses. I can't remember. Yeah, 4 amp input right there, and then same with this one. But we need to boost that up. Also, I think I'm going to... I don't love having the wetware processors, because even though they're like good for the computation, it still generates more heat than we dissipate with the advanced heat. So I'm thinking we'll just make it longer and add more computer racks instead of doing the wetware. I think the crystal... I can't remember. I'd have to look at the thing, but I think the mainframes are 3 of those with the advanced heat vent, I think is the best. I can't remember. But yeah, we'll get that going. And yeah, I need to set that up, like I said, in an area where we can get lots and lots and lots of power, because we're just going to need more and more and more. So direct access to the lasers would be good for that. Also, I have gone ahead and done a thing. Forgot to start the back of this too. So, yeah, like I said, we need more cosmic neutronium. There's other ways to get it. Why not create this monstrosity? I think that should be a thumbnail. Here we go. You can also see when I'm recording this. Yeah, so I've gone ahead and I even put the best muffler hatches we can do right now to lower the amount of pollution that's being pumped out into the base. And just so you know, the maintenance hatches, I don't think the maintenance hatches work when they are shared. So I did that, and then underneath we are sharing a stocking input bus between 4 of them, and then 2 output buses. So yeah, we'll just let that run and process all that black plutonium that we are getting. We're up to 3.3 million. So I need lots and lots of cosmic neutronium for the infinity chest and moving forward. I believe eventually we will be getting this from ores with the space elevator, and then eventually we get it from combs. But we're not quite there yet. 1 comb, 512 ingots. Pretty cool. But all right, let me work on this. So like I said, I need to set up another area, and I'm pretty sure I can feed these directly from the laser. So let's set that up as well. All right, we are back. And I am just setting this in a crafting table. I probably should have just done a new crafting table, but I figure it would be easier if I just did that, but I don't think it actually was. All right, so there is that. Let me just switch this back to, I already forgot, infinity chest. I just figured what the shift clicking thing is. Easy. All right. With that, I have gone ahead and crafted up yet another little platform here. Now, I built it over here because I thought we were probably going to need to expand this. And if you don't know, you can add more computer racks. I just realized I put the front on the wrong side. Oh well. For now, it'll be fine. And what we're going to use for the computer racks, and this is totally not my... This is not my setup. I didn't come up with this. I literally just asked what's the best setup, and this is what we got. So if you use these over Open Computer stuff, Tier 3 accelerated processing units, and you also have to underclock it. And again, this isn't, I didn't come up with this, but 359 on there, basically you just click it, type in whichever one you want, and then same with that. So we are underclocking it, and if I turn that on now, we'll see we're actually getting 1141 computation as opposed to the 128 we were getting before, and there's 2 of those racks. So per rack we're getting like 2200, something like that, computation per second, that is, which is crazy compared to the 144 or whatever we were getting before. And as you said, you can just keep adding more computer racks. I think you can have 16 or 12 layers. You basically just keep adding layers, so I figured I might need them for those super endgamey craziness. Can't remember the name of them, but there's ones that like require like tons of computation. All right, so there's that, and then I'm assuming I haven't like used it yet because obviously we don't have our thing, but I'm assuming it's going to get to a point where it'll get some heat, but it won't be too much. All right, so I need to craft up or I need to move M1. This is 7. Yeah. And so up to on the 3rd. So this is the back 1, 2, 3. And then goes there. Yeah. All right. Let me build this, and let's get it hooked up, and we'll check this out. All right, so there is the one we're gonna scan. I have put a 16 amp UHV. I'm just gonna go with that because I was debating whether to do the lasers, but then I started thinking I use ZPM laser, the hatches and the sources. Would that work? One, I don't actually know if lasers work in the research in this one, but is that actually going to work for something like this? It says like voltage 500,000, so that's UV. I don't know if a ZPM laser would work with that, especially with like this one. Would a ZPM laser work with that? I don't know. Would a ZPM energy hatch work with that? I can't remember how those determine the power, but all right, cool. Got that. So I just went ahead. I already have UHV energy hatches, 16 amps. I already have them like auto crafting, so it wasn't like a big deal, but just something to think about. So yeah, I just did 16 amp dynamo and that. So we're just transforming it down the 4 amps of UV for our quantum computer, and then the 16 million. We're not quite there yet, but I'm thinking, well, I'm hoping that since we're doing 16 amps of UHV, we should be good. Okay, so let's, I guess, try this. So we'll put that in there. That in there. Maybe I should do a backup. All right. we did a backup. I just didn't want like these to blow up or something like that. No! I just realized I forgot to connect them. Whoops. Alright, we did lose the thing. I was like, I just realized I forgot to do that. Got them nice and nice and even, right next to each other. Alright, try this again. Doing perfectly. There we go. Alright, so there is the computation. We can see it's going up super, super quick. Question is, how hot is this going to get? I don't know. Also, how much is this pulling? Oh, it's only pulling like 4 amps. So, alright, there we go. There is the Bioware computer. Alright, cool. So there is that, and then we are... See, that's what I was worried. I'm like, yeah, it's a little scary. I'm assuming it's going to get to a point where it'll just plateau. I'm hoping. I don't know. That's why I did a backup. But we'll do that. I will craft up this next one. I guess this would... I try to keep them a bit organized. I guess this is UHV, right? Yeah, UHV. Will be UEV. So we'll craft up. Oh, I didn't do a... I've done a recipe for it, have I? Oh, super coolant. Right. I need to do that. We do have the mutated living solder. We have all that. Okay, that's actually pretty easy. Doesn't really matter where it goes, to be honest. So super coolant needed Callisto drone, or Callisto, and we're good on Letic so far, but we'll probably have to do that at some point. So I've gone ahead and done a recipe for the super coolant. I think we'll just have this as a crafting recipe for now. Obviously, if we get to a point where we're going to need lots and lots of it, we will worry about that then. I am also going to do a tank for IC2 coolant. Just the regular stuff. Now you can do this with lapis and distilled, and there is also this lapis coolant drop, which we actually do get from our combs. I'm just voiding it right now, so we might as well turn those into coolant, and then we'll use the crafting recipe to fill up the rest. But yeah, there we go. We have 1 million. I actually thought we were voiding that, but apparently we aren't. I probably thought, oh, maybe I'll convert that into coolant. But let's craft up this. All right, cool. I think we're good. So just normal stuff. That is pretty quick. A couple smelting recipes, and then should be good to go. There they are. And there it goes. All right, 100 seconds. Not very quick. I actually didn't see that. I did not notice that it was a 200-second recipe at UV. Didn't realize that, but okay. So there is that. We'll let that run, and then we will craft up final one. This tritanium is a bit of a pain. But now that I have a 64, yeah, that's I mean, we have everything, but not an insignificant amount. So that, looking at that, I'm like, ooh, okay, so that infinity chest is gonna be pretty dang expensive. But it gives us something to work towards. Also, the ultimate battery we are working towards, which I think once I sort out the IC2 coolant into a yacht tank, we can autocraft, we'll be able to autocraft ultimate batteries, which is pretty cool as well. Okay, we are back. Got the Bioware supercomputer. I forgot to hit record before I put it in my inventory, but there we go. We got our ding. I did kind of laugh at this. You've done it. This is the final normal circuit in the game. Mainframe is the first and only UAV2 circuit of the game. Pretty sure they've added some more circuits. Isn't there one after optical, or is optical the final one? I thought there was one more after optical, but that could be the last one now. It looks like that actually might be the last tier circuits, but yeah. Also, we got our things chugging along, and we do have them set to batch mode, all of them, but this is about 50,000 cosmic neutronium when they all do one cycle. I started it, we were at 448, we are up to 600,000 now. So, are chugging along with that. Yeah, we need, if you do the math, 6 times 18,000 seconds. So, we do, I'll let the world run after I finish recording here. For that, I will let the world run for Infinity Catalyst Dust from our thing, but let me set this up for IC2 coolant. I want to get this done. Okay, so as I was going to set up our extractor, I was just going to use a stocking bus to put the lapis coolant in it, and I realized that was going to be kind of annoying because I have this set up to directly output into the A system, and I don't really want it to do that. So then I was like, maybe we'll have to set up, like a separate hatch, and then I realized we'll probably get to a point where it's just running and voiding the stuff because it'll fill up, and I was just like, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I don't feel like dealing with it. So I just threw down a bunch of stuff that I already had in the A system. I already had a fluid extractor crafted up, covers, so it is just doing that. Unfortunately, it is quite slow because the single blocks can't batch craft, and I think 18 ticks, it can't overclock it because it would be under 1 tick, so I think that's why it's stuck at IV. But that's just slowly working out. We don't use IC2 coolant in huge amounts for now. So that's just going to slowly tick up. I don't even think we're actually using lapis faster than we're making it, which is kind of funny. But, okay, so there's that. Let's craft up. Need 2 more of these, which shouldn't be too bad because we have stuff ready. We didn't even have to turn that back on. I still keep checking it just to make sure everything is running, and it is. I will slowly increase the amount on that until we get way more than just like 32 buckets, but here we go. Now this is the big one. These cooled off down to 7. Alright, well, we'll see if this pulls too much power. Alright, there we go, but it is 96,000. Oh, I think we're good. Yeah, there we go. And look at that. Love it. Yeah, I think it will cap somewhere. I'm assuming. I mean, smarter people than me have figured this out. So, yeah. Also, I have no idea what does that even mean? Low, valid, what? Ooh, what? What is this? Why did this one pop up? What's that one? Produced. Oh, that's how much we're making. Of course. Yeah, it's still ticking up. But, alright, there we go. We got the final one. Let's turn that off. Should just leave it on and see how high it gets. And then I will throw that in here. This is my UEV stuff eventually, the components. When we get to them, yeah, they'll go in there. All right. So, let me finish crafting up the Bioware supercomputers. Oh, it might be crafting them up now. Look at that. We're so on top of this. Everything just works. And there we go. We got those. So, yeah, the last thing we just need the bio. Do we even have the right... Okay, we do. It's just UHV. It does take 300 seconds, but... I mean, everything else we are good on. I do need to set up titanium. I have a little bit left from last time I batch crafted it, but now that we have a separate fusion reactor, I can set up auto crafting for it too. All right, I guess it's time to craft up our very first one. That's going to take a minute to get the superconductor cables and stuff. There we go. And there we go. That was surprisingly easy. Thought that was going to be a little bit more complicated. I guess one of the things, since this is an assembly line recipe, I didn't need to craft up a whole bunch more of these. We only needed 2 more to craft those up, as opposed to these, which you would need to craft up 32 bioprocessors for that. So I didn't have to do that. But this is one of many. But there we go. There is our bio mainframe, our first UEV circuit. Da-da-da. Feels pretty good. All right. I'm happy with that. I also switched over our fusion reactor. We are now producing Americium plasma on 3 of them. And then I have europium being processed over on this one. And I'll shut this off kind of as needed, or even just craft up more. Just keep up crafting more and more fusion reactors. And I need to start thinking about possibly compact fusion reactor as well. But I do need to make things for the tritanium. I will do. And I might just break down and finally deal with our assembler. I need to redo this and sort out all the different circuit numbers, and these are all kind of crazy and some of them conflict, and I'm just been putting it off, but I really need to deal with this. And now that I have built out our power a bit more, I probably can find a place for that. May even move that to be next to that. Maybe that's what I'll do. But yes, in the meantime, we will let the world run, and we will finish up those infinity blocks. At least get that done. 291,000. And yeah, that'll be pretty cool. We can unlock this one, and that unlocks all this stuff, which infinity chest, and then maybe we can start looking at some of these. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.